let's dive right into it, okay? Because I know that people who are here, of course, they're going to be looking at you guys thinking, oh, wow, this is goals, right? Because mashallah. Or some people are like, oh, worst nightmare. Oh, my goodness. If my man did ever. Oh, no, it couldn't be me. So I would love to hear from each one of you. For the people who are, for the viewers, for the listeners, from your vantage point in this dynamic, what have you experienced as the benefits of this family that you have built? I guess we can start with the head of the family. I guess, Coach Nadir, what would you say have been the benefits of polygyny for you?
Well, first it has to be a caveat too, because for your viewers and everybody who's watching, you have to recognize we are in our what I call the chapter 11. All right, chapter 11. So we wouldn't be having this conversation chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so it looks good now because we put it in the work. So we do have to make that caveat, because if this goes, then you have to recognize there's a whole period of time. And you know, when you're writing a book or seeing a good movie or something, there's the ups, the downs, the pitfalls, the plot, the triumphs and the tragedies that go along with it. Okay, so with that being said, when it comes to the benefits of polygyny are massive. And if you're asking me as an individual, one is that it requires that a man become more. Okay, you have to be above average, or at least strive to want to have that ambition to become more. All right, if you feel you got your goal and you made it and that's just it, then you have nowhere to go from there but down. All right, so as a man, that has allowed me to expand my family, because my philosophy, I adopted the hadith of the Prophet for my life philosophy. And he said, and he talked about, in paraphrasing in English, there are 3 things that follow you. Basically, after you die, after your book is closed, there are 3 things that can still benefit you after death. All right, and one of those things are righteous children that pray for you. And the key word is being righteous children that pray for you. So I wanted to anchor that in for future generations that I would not even meet until, inshallah, Yom Qiyamah or Jannah. So I wanted righteous children pray for you. We want to change our names. We did change our lives. We want to change future generations. So that's one way. Then, of course, the Sarfajaria and the beneficial knowledge that you leave. So that's how I live. So one of the things is that it's allowed me to become more of the man, expand my family, to be able to teach them the things that I never knew versus giving them the things, the material things I never had. So
no, hold on a second. Whoa. Let's have that again. Let's say it again for the people in the back. Just drop that one more time. I love that. Please share that again.
It requires me to give them the things that I never knew versus teaching them the things I never knew versus giving them the things or the material things that I never had. So that's what actually changes generations, by being able to change their mindset and give them something better, which is Islam, which is sweet. We all 3 of us came from Kufr to Islam. So we understand the stench and the smell and the filth of it to get this deen of Islam, and it's so sweet. So we wanted to make sure we had that. And I wanted to make sure it goes through for next generations. And with polygyny, it can do that because you have a bigger family. It requires you to be a bigger leader. And, you know, that's some of the basic benefits right there. But also as a man, I feel it's one of the most natural forms of marriage. Okay, so, you know, you're not, in knowing the history, I mean, Dr. Nancy Cartwright wrote a good book called Public Vows. And she talked about how the transition to come, how monogamy is put out front. It's only been for the last couple of centuries. So when I talk about it's an ancient solution to a modern day problem, it really is, because as a man, you know, there are things that we do and we're different from women. So looking at our whole history of being providers and protectors and being able to exert personal power, what I call the 3 Ps, it's inherent upon us. If you want to strive and become a bigger man and better and lead a society, that requires you to become a man of value who lives by your values. That requires you to do king stuff. You know, even if it's only in your own home, because you still have to answer to Allah. You know, so that's some of the benefits I see from there, just on a lower level.
That's a pretty high low level, I can say, mashallah.